What's up, Ben? How you doing, man?
All right, how are you?
I'm all good, all good. Listen, it's a huge weekend of international friendlies. Everyone's getting ready for the World Cup, including Russia, the World Cup hosts. They have an enormous game on Friday night at home. The Luzhniki, how did I say it?
Luzhniki.
Luzhniki.
Yeah.
They're playing against Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil.
Brazil, they obviously have a point to prove this year in the World Cup. The last one didn't go that well for them on home soil.
Yeah.
Russia, they are coming into this competition very, very unfancied. But there's a lot to... I mean, this is going to be a very interesting game. I mean, how do you think Russia are going to get on with the World Cup in general? What do you think about Russia?
I think it's all fixed and they're probably drug cheats. That's the truth. I mean, there's no denying that they've got a lot of history in this field.
I did see that movie in the past few months, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Is it as damning as the trailer?
It's horrific. It's horrific. What's it called again? It begins with I. Leviticus. It's not Leviticus. It's the other one. Okay. Whatever.
No, I just think it already felt the draw felt a bit fixed to me because they got the easiest possible draw.
Yeah.
They got the easiest draw in World Cup history. Yeah. Not just this tournament.
It's the lowest ranking group.
And they're terrible. They are terrible. I don't think they'll get through the group, which is a very weak group. Uruguay will probably win the group. So it'll be interesting. But again, I'm not sure they'll play that seriously. They'll play seriously. Brazil will probably make a lot of changes. Brazil actually, like you kind of referenced, play a much more important game for them on Tuesday, which is against Germany, which I think they want to, get that 7-1 out of their system. So I think they might be with an eye towards that. But again, I mean, we've got the teams here, and there's some fantastic players playing for Brazil.
Absolutely. Just on a few of the Russian players. So in general, the Russian squad is made up of local players. The only one who isn't is Denis Cheryshev. Yep. Yeah, he plays for Villarreal. He could be back in the side. He hasn't actually played for Russia for a couple of years.
I met him once. A really nice guy, actually.
That's cool. They've got Akinfeev in goal, who loves letting in a goal.
Arsenal against Akinfeev and CSKA Moscow.
Exactly. Kokorin, one of their best players, he's out, so they're missing him. They've got guys that you might have heard about, Artem Dzubia. Is that right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Zagoyev, no?
Zagoyev. Yeah. They've got a few of these guys that have been bouncing around, but they're not that good players. But as Ben mentioned a few seconds ago, Brazil, they are. Let's just have a look at start with their defence, Ben, because this is they've got some good players. This is how Globo expect that Brazil's defence are going to line up. Alisson at the back. A lot of people might not have noticed him this season at Roma, but he's arguably the best goalie in the world right now.
Sensational. I mean, a few weeks ago in that Napoli game, they won 4-2. He made some unbelievable saves. He's made unbelievable saves all season. Yeah. I mean, keeping Ederson out of the team. And Chichi, the Brazil manager, said Alisson would be first choice quite a while ago. This guy is top class, linked with Roma, linked with Real Madrid and Liverpool recently. I think this guy is going to be a huge star at the World Cup. It's a quality side. You would maybe worry about the fullbacks being a little bit old. Yeah. But I would say, I mean, I'm surprised that Brazil don't go with a double pivot in midfield of Fernandinho and Casemiro. I wouldn't necessarily go with one or the other because I think they can both go forward and both do other roles as well. No, it's a phenomenal. They have a phenomenal squad. I don't think it's the very best. I think Germany have got the best squad going into the World Cup and possibly France. But this is one of the top 3 or 4 teams going to the World Cup. There's no doubt about it.
I think Brazil, when they play the better teams, for example, against Germany in a couple of days' times, they will play the double pivot in midfield. They're lining up this team for those games that they can let rip and they can really kill teams. So let's see how they plan to score against them. The Brazil attack is just absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. Obviously, there's no Neymar. Exactly, no Neymar. Ben, who would you have? Would you have Gabriel Jesus up front, or maybe you would have
I would actually go with Firmino, but I can understand why Jesus will get the nod because I think Jesus publicly said a couple of weeks ago that he's feeling a bit worried about his injury, quite fearful. So I think you've got to give him games. Firmino obviously plays all the time for Liverpool. And also Chichi has kind of hinted that Jesus will play at the World Cup. Jesus was, when he came in as a manager and Brazil were not doing that well, he went with Jesus over Gabriel Barbosa. And obviously that proved to be the correct decision. Yeah. But Firmino wasn't really in the mix. And I think he probably owes Jesus one, actually, because Jesus scored some very important goals in qualifying. I think Douglas Costa's a great player. He was really good against Spurs over the 2 legs.
Chelsea's
Super
Willian.
Quick. Yeah, Willian's been sensational. He's actually a dead cert for the team, I think. And actually, you wouldn't have said that a few months ago.
Well, there's Renato Augusto. He's out at the moment. He will be back by the time the World Cup comes around. But yeah, I agree. I think Willian will be there. He'll start on that wing. And Coutinho.
Yeah, well, it's kind of bringing all those players back because Coutinho would be in a deeper position than I think many of us would play him. But I think this is one of those games where Chichi, the Brazil coach, is basically saying, we're going to play a team who's going to sit with 11 men behind the ball. Therefore, we need Coutinho deeper to make things happen.
The Iniesta role. That's why you were signed for Barcelona. For.
And also, we've seen at Liverpool where they've struggled somewhat, like Swansea away, when they didn't have Coutinho, and teams can play like that. And that's I think could be his role for Brazil. And they don't really have. I mean, you could say Artur, the Gremio player who's going to Barcelona. Mm-hmm. They don't really have that many players who can pick a lock like Coutinho. So this would be, from that perspective, it'll be interesting. But I'm disappointed about Russia's quality going into the World Cup. They're just not very good.
No, they're not. Listen, my prediction for this international friendly is Brazil to win relatively comfortable, 2-0 maybe. I don't know, 2-3-0. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right.
Should be interesting how many people are there, how much of the Russian public are actually bothered.
Oh, they'll be huge. They'll be carted into the stadium regardless. They'll be,
really
a baronet. They'll be shoved in there. No, yeah, I think it's going to be a full stadium, 100%. Anyway, it'll be a good game.